Welcome to today's class on International Court of Justice under United Nations Charter, Chapter 14. ICJ starts from Article 92 to 96. Now we will see Article 92. The International Court of Justice shall be the principal judicial organ of the United Nations. It shall function in accordance with the annexed statute, which is based upon the Statute of Permanent Court of International Justice and forms an integral part of the present charter. Article 93. All members of United Nations are ipso facto parties to the statute of ICJ. A state which is not a member of United Nations may become a party to the statute of the International Court of Justice on conditions to be determined in each case by General Assembly upon the recommendation of the Security Council. Next, if we see Article 94. This has two parts. Each member of United Nations undertakes to comply with the decision of the International Court of Justice in any case to which it is a party. Second, if any party to the case fails to perform the obligation incumbent upon it under a judgment rendered by the court, the other party may have recourse to the Security Council, which may, if it deems necessary, make recommendations or decide upon measures to be taken to give effect to the judgment. Article 95. Nothing in the present charter shall prevent members of United Nations from entrusting the solution of their differences to other tribunals by virtue of agreements already in existence or which may be concluded in the future. The last article of ICJ under United Nations Charter, Article 96. The General Assembly or the Security Council may request the International Court of Justice to give an advisory opinion on any legal question. Second, other organs of United Nations and specialized agency which may at any time to be so authorized by the General Assembly may also request advisory opinion of the court on legal questioning arising within the scope of their activities. Thank you.